Evening, you wild roving band of questers, Simplicity here, and we are diving into the Initiatory Gateway number 2 continuation of the read we did just the other day to set our reality tunnel, which was the Griffin, the Wizard, and the Portal. If you chose reality tunnel number 2's gateway of initiation, which is the 9 of Wands with the 2 of Cups, this is for you. We're going to open up with a little occult tarot. Also, I'm going to give you my feedback on what I got coming in around your 2 sort of theme cards, basis of the matter, and also what you're working with as you enter this reality tunnel. We'll get what elementals you need to be working with here. You have a challenge before you, I can tell you right off the bat, regarding a particular snake in the grass, Page of Swords energy. It was turned upside down. So I feel like you might have recently actually outed somebody who is acting as a foe on your path. This is somebody who holds certain answers that you need regarding the past, present, and future, or so they think. I see that this character's actually been turned upside down. So somebody might have recently gotten caught up, a certain adversary here, maybe that was providing some challenges on the path. Okay, we see here with the 9 of Wands, it's very interesting. There's one of you that's already arrived on the scene. You're already at that stone of destiny, and it's like you're holding the place for the other to come. It's when your 2 energies combine that there's like a magnification of the power you hold together, and also the magic. It's like the activation of the North Node and the destiny point. I picked that up very strongly. This is the other half of that equation with the 2 of Cups here. And I love this energy of the fire with the water because it speaks of that alchemical point. It gives me visions of temperance. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. There could be something here that has to do with mastering time. You might have to learn to time bend a bit here, I got. There's also the piece about holding these elementals, fire and water, in equal measure. Too much of one or the other could be a problem. If you boil water at too high of a heat, eventually the water dissipates. And if you don't have any water, sometimes a fire can rage out of control. So this is really about tempering something, balancing something out. I feel like somebody in this equation, though, your comrade who's supposed to join you on this quest, is a little held up somewhere. You're holding the fire for them, but you need them to come by your side. Might be that you need to exercise some defensive magic here. I see there's something you need to protect here. It's a matter of destiny. All right. Let's go ahead and check this out. You were the only initiatory gateway into this particular reality tunnel that did not come in with a major. But what's interesting is the other 2 majors had 11 come in as power numbers in one form or another. And I didn't think you did at first until I looked at this and was studying the cards. And we have the 2 of Cups with the 9 of Wands, which together makes 11. Okay, so that energy of coming into alignment is still here. All right. Very, very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. I just saw a little pincher bug creep across here. It's reminding me of Scorpio energy, that, you know, the little stinger, the pincher bugs, they almost look like they have a little stinger on the end. So there might be a little clue there. You might also want to look up pincher bug as a totem and see what it has to reveal. I feel like there's something in the details here, okay? Small things actually carry quite a bit of weight, even though it may not first seem. It may not first seem. I also got this piece that came in on your download that you are able to communicate with this individual in a language that only the two of you understand. And this is something that you have to use to your advantage at this time. It could be you have a telepathic sort of communication with each other. It could also be that you can just look at each other and you can transmit a lot of information just through the way you hold each other's gaze. It could also be that you have a way of communicating with each other symbolically, like through different archetypal imagery. And it's something the two of you really know how to decode, but nobody else gets it. And so in a way, it almost gives me these vibes of like getting messages to each other across enemy lines. Okay, that's the vibe I got with this. But I feel like once your energies come together, there's no rising up against your two powers combined. That's kind of how it's coming in. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look here. Look at this. We got fire, 7 of fire, wheel. Yes, you get things moving together. There's some turn of fortune in store here. I feel like there's something here that has been fated though, right? It's come up against a lot of resistance. You've been in a big battle to activate your North Node. There might also be somebody that you've been trying to make contact with. And this has really faced a lot of opposition here, but it's part of activating your destiny. It could be that somebody here is trapped up somewhere, caught up somewhere, held back. Okay, does the white witch gone dark and dismal have them trapped in that alternate reality? Is there a way for them to find the way out? Perhaps through you communicating symbolically, sending up some smoke signals, perhaps. Interesting. Maybe one of you knows how to walk between the worlds. Maybe that's your challenge. You have to sort of walk between the worlds and bring them back to FAERIE. It could be. What do we got here? Yes, or else this opportunity at love will be lost. We have the high ace of waters spilled out. So I do feel like this person is not in the realm of love. Remember, to enter FAERIE, you have to have pure heart. Somebody here, your other half, is trapped in the parallel realm of darkness. The abyss. They stared into the abyss too long. They became overly identified with it. This is like search and rescue, but it's strange because it's like you have to man a post at the same time. So this is a little tricky. I feel like you actually have to come into alignment with another wizard, another sorcerer, where you can team your energies together, because this post has to be maintained. I got that very strongly. You don't want to leave this post lest a griffin swoops in and steals this position here, I see. So this is about learning to team up with somebody, but you got to team up with the right character, I feel. Okay, let's get some more information here. What elementals is this particular initiatory gateway working with? What are the elementals they need to work with here? We know the water has been spilled from the cup. Somebody fumbled back there. They got caught up. They're in the parallel realm. And they don't know the way out. They don't know the way out. They're caught up in the witch's glamour, okay? So you have to get them out without leaving the post, okay? Or there's something that could be a ruse too. Ooh, this other, are they a ruse? There's two that are meant to come together here, but it may not be what you think, okay? There might be more operating beneath the surface here. There might be somebody coming in acting like they can be an ally to you, but there's something you have to be very careful of here. There's every indication that you still need to be vigilant. Don't rest on your laurels. I feel like you did catch somebody up recently, but you have to be mindful of this. Yes, there is some message that will come in on the wind that will illuminate matters for you. But do you see, even in this imagery here with the dreamer, you have to protect this dream, this vision. I see you holding that space at the North Node vigilantly. So this is about working on a different level. I feel like it all involves working with the elements of ether and air. It's not about necessarily taking action in the physical realm. This is a situation you're mastering on a whole other level. Even look at this. Bird's eye view. Okay, there's something here about working with this particular medicine, having the perspective, more like keeping an eye, keeping an eye on that North Node and warding. But there is some teaming up here, and you're holding the fire for the person that is meant to take this place on the other side beside you. It's when your energies come together that there's the activation of the destiny. Interesting. So as above, so below, you're working with this energy. You are about to really root your vision. I see that. Do pay attention, though, to interception that would try to come through and steal this from you, all right, with the 10 of sky to the gift of sky. This is a beautiful gift that's coming in for you of transformation. It's interesting. It's calling to mind INITIATORY for me, which is the serpent and the rainbow. You know, it's that energy of the creative life force rising and joining with, you know, the great serpent in the sky, Damballa, and forming this beautiful symbol of promise, the rainbow. The rainbow serpent is a download that came in for me recently. And I do feel like you're working more in this kind of realm. It feels like you're really moving on more of an etherical level. You may be like a Merc rider. You may be somebody who already really knows how to hop timelines. You know how to work within this realm. And I feel like you are also meant to partner with somebody who has, you know, their own knowledge of working within this realm, but they might have gotten caught up back there. They might have fallen for some glamour. You need to communicate with this individual through telepathy. And I also feel like you're going to get a lot coming in through your intuition, a lot of downloads coming in here that maybe will help you locate. Maybe it's almost like locating where they are in that parallel reality and sending them a signal that can help move them out of the crossroads and get them moving forward. They need some kind of signal of hope. I got that, okay? To light the fire, to light the way here. Where they are, there might be 3 there, actually. Beware of false signals being sent too, okay? Because there is this need to sort of be aware of a little bit of that trickster energy that came in on the main reality tunnel. It is a bit of illusion, glamour, hall of mirrors, all right? So be aware of this. There's a lot of energy here, though, speaking of already being aware of these challenges and maybe going toe to toe with them for quite a while, I have to say. You're due some gift here, but I do feel like there's the threat of losing the gift by resting on the laurels and just sort of becoming in this place of just expectation without maintaining the vigilance that's needed at this time. Let me do a cut of the deck to get any more information about this for you, pile 2. Yes. Sky family. There's a lot of air coming in here. Oh, look at that. So the lightning rises from below within you and activates your North Node. It's just like what I was talking about. It brings the hope. So if we take Aida away, though, and we look at that, through sort of that lens, you know, that dream time serpent. That's what it is in Aborigine culture too. It's the serpent of creation that actually is symbolized by like the water that winds through the land and makes all things grow. And I do feel like you're at this point because we don't get a rainbow until there's been rain, right? And that is the story of Aida. You know, the rain comes down, pours on the land, and that's what awakens. That's actually what awakens that serpent to rise and join in the sky and make this beautiful rainbow, this symbol of hope and promise and renewal. So I feel like this is the energy that's being activated for you. A lot of air coming up here, a lot of air and earth coming up here. I feel that one of you really holds the air energy. This is a clue about who you're meant to partner with here to secure this bounty, this treasure. The fourth treasure of the Tuatha De Danann I got, the Stone of Destiny. You probably should partner with somebody who has really strong earth in their chart or air. And one of you is strong air and one of you is strong earth. That's what I got. This will give you a clue, okay? This will give you a clue. Yes, it could be, we got Sky family here. We got Brother Sky, right? And look at the bird they're holding in their hand there. It looks like raven energy. Could be Libra. Okay, Libra could be connected to this situation. Very interesting. Okay, so there is something that's going to be awakened here. I also feel there's something about harnessing the power of storms. I think you're really good at staying calm within a storm. You know how to find the center point, and maybe you work with the winds, right? You might be gaining certain abilities to master the winds. This is something that you will really grok, okay, as you dive into your particular initiatory gateway. I feel like you're gaining certain like avatar type skills, like being able to call the winds is coming in pretty strongly. Something about time bending here, also telepathy, speaking in a language that others can't understand. Perhaps ornithology too, being able to read the patterns of birds, understanding what the different flocks mean, okay? And you might be working with somebody in I wouldn't say Rainbow Clan here. Interesting. Okay, so you might be working with somebody who comes from a very different background than you too. There's something about you that's very different. This could be you come from different cultural backgrounds. It could be one of you is very reserved and more traditional and the other is quite eccentric, but there's something about the opposition when it comes together. It forms a powerful link that's an activating force. I meant to say butterfly clan. Okay, so that's all the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, coming in pretty strongly here. Very interesting. Together, your fire is amplified. You might actually work through fire. You send out some fireballs, perhaps. It could be, okay? There's also this piece, though, when we look at all this air energy, I feel like there needs to be a mindfulness. Remember about this piece right here. Yes, with the Nine of Wands, with the fire, it's about holding that space to watch over the Stone of Destiny and the other's position there too. So there's something here about you really have to connect with, I feel like, connect with the stone people. This is coming in very strongly. You need some stone allies, right? Those are going to look different for each of you, but there's something about grounding here that's super important. But I'm saying specifically stone allies, because when I think of stone people, I think of vigilance. That's one of their qualities. They have that perspective, you know, it's associated with mountain ranges, being able to be strong like that and stable, and yet still be able to have that bird's eye view. Very interesting energy. There's something about that too. There's something about really grokking the stone people. Okay, this will make sense as you journey in deeper into your particular initiatory gateway. All right, let me go ahead and get some information here too. All right, well, what do we have on the bottom of the deck? Oh yes, that Page of Swords. Okay, just a few more shuffles here. Any more guidance about what Initiatory Gateway 2 can expect on the journey? It looks like there's something that's been secured here, but unfortunately, it requires that both people show up and make it on the same timeline. Perhaps one of you hopped a timeline and ended up in the parallel realm of darkness. And now you need to find a way to show them the way. That's what I got. It's almost like a testing of psychic skills, a testing of that sort of kinetic connection with each other. You're being challenged to learn a new kind of language. So I feel like, again, it's like messages that are trying to be transmitted through enemy camp. Knight of Cups causes all the love that may be, both of men and women. All right. So water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is also about, all suited up, the armor is on. So there is an awareness here that somebody's wanting to approach, but they know they're in hostile land, okay? They know there's a lot of opposition here, okay? So let's get some details. They might be trying to make a break from where they are trapped, right? And they're just waiting for directive, perhaps from you. One of you is trapped and needs to find the way. And with that, we have Ace of Swords. That's the truth, okay? Oh, yes, somebody who masters the waters could be a Cancer, Leo, Cusper, because I do see this Leo energy here. Somebody who holds strong Leo energy and water energy. Inflames men with women's love, and women with men's love causes them to show themselves naked if desired. I mean, I do feel like this could potentially be that witch. Remember, she does work with seduction. She works with the turbulence of the emotions. She likes to sort of like grok her power from stirring up the waters, creating confusion. She uses scrying. She may shapeshift. She may present herself as a bird. She's trying to get a view of the situation. She may have been sending out her griffins already to keep an eye on things. That's that griffin energy. She might have caught up this particular night in a little bit of that, glamour. This could be her henchman coming forward, mimicking the other. Ooh, you got to be careful. It's almost like a false, I don't want to use that word because I don't really prescribe to the whole twin flame thing, but it's coming through as a false flame. I think only because, there's this imagery here of together, your energy comes together and it makes the fire that ignites the activation of the destiny. I mean it in those terms. You can take it however you like, though. It's your reality tunnel. It's your initiatory gateway. I feel like somebody's coming in that is a false flame. It's her henchman. Okay. I feel like whoever is supposed to join here is caught up in the parallel realm, though. Very interesting. Yeah, she's sending in somebody to seduce. Look, it's a tower. Oh, and there's the bird skull. Yes. It's a message that comes in. You have to be careful about what comes your way. This is a promoter of discord, war, arguments, and falsehood. They will give generous responses to assuage your fears, but they are there to bring down that tower. It's interesting. I look at this and it bears parallels to me. of the Stone of Destiny. Isn't that wild? It's like a similar shape. Yes. It's a ruse. Don't fall for it. Okay? Tower, Scorpio energy, Aries energy. It's interesting how there's not a lot of indications on the board about who this character could be. I find that fascinating. All right, give me some more information here. Any more information to cap this off? You might need to really rely on your intuition here. You might need to rely on a different form of language than the generous responses that you are given as you travel through this realm, I have to say. You're really going to have to up your defensive game. That's what it looks like. All right, let me see if there's any other indications for you, for those who are moving through Initiatory Gateway 2. Bottom of the deck. Yes, look, Knight of Pentacles. They are the ones that are going to come in here perhaps to attempt to slow things down. Could be dealing with an earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, do you see? Look at the water behind, the ocean behind. They're going to give generous responses, but look at that sword. It's not a real sword. It's blunt on the end. It's a sword used for play fighting. It's a sword used for LARPing, okay? So this person isn't really coming bearing the truth. Oh, and I finally see what's on the other end there. I saw this the other night, but it was too dark to see what they were holding in the other hand, the scales. They're trying to present themselves as coming in fair with truth, but do you notice? They're way down here. This is like an albatross. This is somebody that's coming in with a false front. And again, there's the sun there. There could be Leo energy connected to this. Earth sign energy. Makes birds appear and behave as though tame. You see what I'm saying? It seems like a friendly message. It seems like it's a message that helps give you some sense of direction or helps you discover some happiness lost. Like it's here to come as an aid, but it's not. It's meant to weigh you down. You're going to have to be careful with this. Look at that. 3 of Wands. Yep. And it certainly is one of the henchmen. Look, it's the flying monkey right there. All right. I think you'll suspect this. The goal is to block the way from opening. They're trying to block the way to the North Node. 3 of Wands procures the love of a woman, tells of things past, present, and future, builds love between friends and enemies. You're going to have to be careful here. You're going to have to really trust your intuition. For some reason, whatever you're going to come across here is going to be pretty convincing. So I do feel like there's something here that you have to really resolve on a very deep level. It's sort of a test of your mettle. How much have you truly transformed? And how much do you truly understand the language of the other? Because I feel like they'll be communicating to you, right? You have to get things through and code to each other to find the way through. All right, let me see. Cut of the deck here just to cap this off for you. I love it. Justice. Okay, but there is balance and there's justice in this situation. If you play your cards right, you got a lot of might on your side, I have to say here. It says, tell how the angels fell, reveals the past, present, and future. So there's somebody here that knows both sides of the story. Somebody here has learned a lot of lessons through traveling through the dark. Look, bat medicine here. This person's already going through their initiation, I feel. And again, think about how bats communicate with each other. It's all through that, like the sonar, they send out those signals, there's something about this here. Okay. So they need your help because they're trying to find their way to the light. They need you to send up a signal for them to find the way through. I feel like they followed that false signal and they ended up in the lost realm. This, I have to say, this witch really does like to work with glamour and is quite effective at it, okay? So you have to be careful when this comes your way of what you allow in here. But if you play your cards right, I see you do have the upper hand. And look at this, we got on the other side, ooh, death. Lucifer, some of you are being challenged directly. You're being challenged directly by the devil, right? But it says provides liberation and illumination, but it will incite jealousy and envy. Okay, we have Scorpio energy there coming in, Libra energy here, okay? So whatever you're rising up into, there are a lot of others who would like to seize this prize. They view it as a prize. And whoever you're waiting on here, they're currently going through initiation right now. They're about to have their rebirth moment, but they're traveling through pretty sketchy territory, okay? So you got to leave a light on for them, and you got to learn how to transmute this energy with them from a distance, because I don't feel like you're communicating with this individual, or they're going to fall out in some way if you currently are. Some of you are getting guidance from somebody beyond the veil, I have to say, that may be able to help you, an ancestor. You may find a lot of guidance coming through your ancestors at this time to sort of help you through these corridors, I feel. Very interesting energy. It does look good though. You're in a pretty strong position, but there's a rebirthing process happening here. One of you is already there, and you're fending off what looks like a lot of energy being directed at you, trying to take you down or create blockage. And you're having to hold the line until the counterpart arrives that is also able to amplify that energy, which overthrows that which opposes. That's what I got. But you need to help them make it through their initiation. So I feel like one of you has already gone through a rebirthing process and the other needs to catch up. Help them. Send them the signal. They'll be able to pick it up and find the way through. But there's a lot to be leery of here, and be aware of somebody who comes your way that you might be fooled into thinking is the one that is supposed to share this spot with you, because there's quite a bit of glamour attached.